I got a request from someone to go through how to learn backwards flight, and I realized that there's actually very little out there in terms of how to learn backwards flight. However, I remember when I was learning it, it was unbelievably difficult. You spent your whole flying career flying forwards, and now you have to learn. It takes you right back to the beginning again, where you're learning orientations again. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it for real. I'll give you a demo, and we're going to take it really, really slowly, and we're going to use the stop-start method. And that effectively is just giving back elevator, so the model starts moving. And then as soon as it starts moving, you want to put forward elevator and stop that movement. And ideally, you want to do this on the sim, because it is quite a risky maneuver to do. Because the problem is that if you start moving backwards and it gets faster and faster, and you put in a wrong input, it's going to go very wrong very quickly. So we'll use the stop-start method. We'll do a couple of shapes, and it should be fairly safe to learn. Obviously can't guarantee it, but take it really slow, because as I say, it can go wrong really, really quickly. So we'll go and do that. And then in front of me, I have a 4-engine Lancaster, an Avro Lancaster that Rob has put in together for a mate. So after this video, we'll have a quick look, and we'll ask him all about it, because it really is a fantastic looking model. So let's go and fly. Right, so the first thing you want to do is pick a nice low head speed, something that's not too intimidating, and we're going to take the model all the way over to the left. Just establish a hover, and we're just going to give a little bit of back elevator, and as soon as the model starts moving, you want to give forward elevator just to stop that movement. So a little bit of back and forward. Right. And then stabilize, think about where the model is. Think about what your bailout is, which is going to be forward. And then we're going to give a little bit of back again. And then as soon as it starts moving, forward and stop that movement. Okay, think about where you are, think about where the model's going, stabilize, just relax. Because you can do this orientation, you've done it 1,000 times before. So a little bit of back again. Then no corrections, and then forward to stop that movement. So we're just getting used to that the bailout is forward, and don't put any other aileron or any other corrections in. Same again, just a little, as soon as it starts moving, forward again. Right, and as you noticed, when we started on the left, we were tail in, or practically tail in, and now we're sort of in front of us, so we're side on. So we're getting maybe possibly a little bit out of your comfort zone. So if you are feeling uncomfortable with this, you can go all the way out to the left again and start again. And then do the same thing. Bring it back, forward, stabilize, think about it. You've got this. Back, as soon as it starts moving, forward again, stabilize. Okay, and now we're going to go past ourselves, so we're going to go a little bit nose in. So back elevator, and forward. You've got that stabilization over here is really important, because you're just getting used to the idea that the model's not doing anything weird, or it's in any weird orientation. You've got this. So back, as soon as it moves, forward again. Okay, and then we're going to do that all the way over to the right. Get it in a stable hover. Now we're going to turn around, so it's from still, just want to do a half pirouette. And we're going to do the same again. Back and forward. Right. And back and forward. And forward. You don't want to be doing any corrections yet, because the odds are they're going to go the wrong way, and it can go wrong very quickly. We're just getting used to seeing the model traveling backwards. So backwards and forward. Okay, and backwards and forward. Okay, and we'll turn it around. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit more rudder work. So we're going to do a zigzag on the way back. So tail slightly in, go backwards, forwards, and stabilize. Turn the rudder. So it's a little bit away, backwards, forward, and stabilize. And what this is doing is it's just getting used to, in your head, seeing the model go backwards and then seeing it stop and go forwards again. And you're just getting used to that bailout. And in a way, you're almost teaching your head that this model does go both ways, does go two ways for the moment. We're not relearning forwards and changing it to backwards. We're actually learning a different direction. Finish the zigzag, forward, stabilize, turn it. Now you may find that as you're learning, you may get the rudder direction the wrong way, but it's just because you're going through this phase of learning, and it's difficult. So every time you've got to stabilize it, think where you are, back elevator, forward, stop. There we go. And we'll just finish the zigzag and stop. Right. Okay, once you've done the zigzag both ways, we can move on to just a paused version where you don't actually stop. So we're going to go backwards and forwards, and then backwards again and forwards, back elevator and forwards, back elevator and forwards. And what's happening is you're actually already giving aileron corrections while you're still traveling backwards, because you're going backwards, you're hitting forwards, but then you're still correcting while you're traveling backwards. And this is what it's about. You're just getting used to that. So backwards, and there we go. Right, so once you can do that, we're going to move on to square. So this bit we've done before, so we're just going to do slight pause. Oh, we're not going the wrong way, are we? So this bit we've done before, we're just going to go backwards, slight pause, backwards, stop, turn 90 degrees. Now this is an unfamiliar orientation again, so we're going to think about it, stabilize it, backwards, stop, backwards, stop, backwards, stop. Okay, turn 90 degrees. This one we've done before, so we'll just do a paused leg here. Whoop. ,90 degrees. And then this one, tail end, is pretty familiar, so we can probably just go straight to a paused version here. So forward. Okay. And stabilize, turn 90 degrees, and finish the square. Okay, so now we're going to move on to an octagon. So from a stabilized point, you just want to go backwards and then forwards to stop it. And we're going to turn 45 degrees, stabilize it. You know how to do this bit, it's just in a hover, nothing stressful here. Go back, and as soon as it's moving, go forward again. Turn another 45, back, and forward. Turn again, and back, and forward. Do the opposite end, go back, and forward. And what we're learning here is that, so we're learning the aileron corrections, because as we're giving forward elevator, we are giving corrections already, and we're also learning to turn the tail in the right direction. So we're kind of already working on that, keeping it synchronized, or getting ready for that bank turn. Forward again, turn it to tail in, back, stop. Okay, 45, back, stop. Okay. And then the last leg, we're going to go back and stop. Right, and you're going to want to do that the other way around as well. So what we'll do now is we'll go into a circle. So we're going to do just a paused circle. So from here, we're going to go back, and we're going to go, and we're going to go forward. Not too long, and back, and forward again, stop the speed. Back, forward, and we're ingraining into our reflexes that pushing the elevator forward is going to stop that movement. Right. We'll try and keep it in a circle shape. Go back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, And anytime you're getting blown out of position, just put in a stable hover. Think about where everything is. Back and forward again. And then the other thing you want to do is you also want to start working at different heights. So do something similar, but high up, just so we're getting used to the perspective. Okay, and then we'll do the zigzags back. Slightly tail in, zigzag, stop, another way, and stop. Now you're still at the point, you're probably still going to be at the point where this can go wrong very, very quickly. So there's no need to rush this at all. Get it stabilized at every single point. Anytime it feels uncomfortable, forward elevator, stop it. Right. And there we've completed our zigzag. Right, so we're just going to get another battery and then we'll go through some more bank turns and a little bit faster. Let's go do that. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit higher head speed. And we're going to start doing slightly banked turns. So we'll just do a turn for now. And then anytime you feel uncomfortable, just give it forward, stop, reorientate yourself, stay safe. Okay. So here we're going to do a little bit of right aileron, and then bring the tail, and then forward to stop it. And we're going to do turn it around, 180. I'm going to bring it back, turn it, bring that tail in. Okay, and stop it. Now, anytime you feel uncomfortable, just stop it, arrest the movement, and start again. Okay, go forward, backwards. And we'll give a little bit of aileron, and then we'll start turning. Keep it nice and slow. And then over here, we're going to give another little turn. Another little turn, then go straight. Give yourself time to think. Another little turn, coordinated turn. You want to keep this nice and slow. Okay, so now we can try a little bit faster. And the whole time, I'm adjusting elevator, forward and backward elevator, just to keep the speed constant.
Receiver 6.9.
Because the problem is what happens is if sometimes you get locked into a position and you aren't actually moving the sticks, and then you can get brain freeze where you just don't know what to do. So in this case, just keep it moving. Keep that speed nice and constant. Okay. Now at the moment the bank turns we're doing are very shallow, so although there is a technique where you can use sticks together, sticks apart, it may or may not apply at this point. So here we're going to do sticks together to get that turn. And then to do a right turn we're going to do sticks apart. Stop, and turn, a bit faster. Now play with the elevator. All right, we'll do a little bit faster this time, so sticks together. Straight line, forward to stop it. 180 turn. And now we're going to do sticks apart. And anytime uncomfortable, give it forward, just get it to stop, stabilize it. I mean, that's your bailout. You need to be ready to do that. So we'll continue to turn. This is sticks apart. All right, and then once you start getting adventurous, you can start doing things like mini stall turns. And then over time, it just gets quicker and quicker. So So we'll do a little bit more banks, not quite a funnel, just kind of a banked circuit. Okay, and that should be good enough to start your journey on backwards flying. Okay, so in that flight, we talked a little bit about having your sticks together and sticks apart to get the coordinated turn. I don't remember doing that when I was learning backwards flying. I think I did a lot of the stop-start stuff and a lot of the zigzag stuff, and eventually it just becomes natural. However, I have read on Heli Free that a lot of people who maybe get stuck have actually used the sticks together, sticks apart thing really successfully. So I'd be interested to hear from you if you've used that method and it works well. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure it'll help other pilots do it. So backwards flying, I find, isn't talked about very often. In fact, when I had someone send me this message saying, can you do a video on backwards flying? I was like, I don't even remember learning how to backwards fly. But when I gave it some thought, it was like starting from the beginning again. It's just unbelievably difficult. It returns you back to being a complete beginner. But I think once you're through that, it's kind of, you never think about it again. It's amazing. So yes, it will take a bit of time. You will have to go through that same learning curve that you did right in the beginning, but it's worth it, because once it will become completely natural and you will need it for 3D. So I hope that helps, and we'll see you next time. Right, so like I mentioned earlier in the video, Rob, my mate, has got this Avro Lancaster on the table here. So we're just going to have a quick look at it and ask him some questions because it looks really, really cool. Right, Rob. So what is this?
This is an ASM, which stands for All Scale Model, Avro Lancaster. 10-foot wingspan, very big. Very big indeed, very heavy.
So how much does it weigh?
We weighed it yesterday to get the centre of gravity and everything, and we were basically looking at 13.5 kilos empty, but with the batteries in it was 17.1 total weight, so it's a heavy beast. But it's still under the category of an LMA model, so because I think it's 25 kilos and over, you have to be having an LMA licence for that. But because it's under 25 kilos, we can just fly it on normal BMFA insurance. Basically.
Right. So Tom, who owns this model, he doesn't have any special license or anything that he's had to go and get.
No.
Okay, cool. So how many servos are we talking about?
Oh my lord. We've got 2 for ailerons, 4 for flaps. We've got 2 for rudder, 2 for elevator. So work it out yourself. There's quite a lot. There must be about 18 servos in it in total. We've got Bombay doors as well that open and close. There's 2 for each one of those. So I'd say about 18 to 20 servos I think there is in total. It's quite a lot.
Okay, and what radio system is he actually going to use to...
He's flying on his basic Futaba system. He's got an 18-channel receiver. He's done a lot of, like, some of the stuff is Y-leaded on the non-essential things, but like your control throws, your ailerons and your elevators, they're putting individual channels, so each one can be individually programmed if they need to be sub-trimmed and whatnot.
Okay.
So, motors, you're looking at 4, it's got 4, it was originally designed for IC because it is an old model, it's a discontinued model, you can't get them anymore. But obviously Tom, he likes flying IC and electric, and he's converted this to electric, and it's got 4, is it 50, 55, 700 kV, 1600 watt motors in, so it's got plenty of pull. And you're looking, I think we've got 13 or 14 inch props that'll be going on it, but only 2 blades, not 3.
Yeah, and did you say what sort of batteries, what batteries are you putting in this thing?
Big ones. It's running on 4S 10,000 milliamp batteries. So each motor has got its own individual battery pack.
Yeah.
With 10,000 milliamps. So obviously we don't know what the flight time's going to be with it being a heavy model, but I would imagine it would be at least 15 minutes safe flying, I would have thought, with that kind of power. The ESCs I think are up to 6S.
Right.
But they're all individually programmed for each motor as well. So you've got 4 ESCs for each motor.
Yeah.
I think they're Hobby Wing 80s. I think they are each of the ESCs. That Tom installed those bits, so I'm not 100% sure about the ESCs.
So if each motor is pulling, what, 60 amp?
Yeah. Well, we've got to amp clamp it, but we're looking for around between 50 and 70 amps. Right. Maximum at full chat.
Per motor.
Per motor. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So, and I think I think the pull of each motor is 4.5 kilos. So 4, 8, 12, you've got 16 kilos. So it's a 1-to-1 thrust ratio, basically on the props that it's going to be run on. So, but they're heavy models and they're quite renowned to be flying fast as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Definitely. All the gun turrets and the canopy that you're looking at are just normal acetate sheet, but the whole fuselage is made from ABS plastic, believe it or not. The woods in the wings, but everything else is plastic.
Well, I think they're going to be flying it sometime soon, so keep an eye out. If you're interested in this, just go and I'll put a link in the description to Rob's channel, and you can go and have a look at it, and maybe he'll get a video of it flying.
Certainly will.